health and safety. So this is the way we do things around here, is we actually have health and safety as part of our thinking and our culture. It's not having to just tick boxes all the time. So your chief executive's taken some steps and hired an appropriate person to look at health and safety. I just want to say that the legislation, although it precludes you from liability as councillors, doesn't preclude directors, but it does preclude you as from liability. I think you have a very strong responsibility and accountability to make sure that health and safety is properly administered within your council. It should be part of your culture as well. That's not something you just leave to staff and let them tick boxes. Health and safety is your concern, and you should make that quite clear through the chief executive and set expectations of the chief executive in terms of the outcomes you want to achieve, as well as resourcing him to achieve those.
Can you be more particular as to what areas you're thinking of right now?
Look, it could be anything from cars to excavators to someone in the print room being exposed to radiation or whatever it might be. So it's about having those systems and processes in place. Again, it's part of like risk management to manage your health and safety, to mitigate accidents in the workplace. So maybe if we go through the framework with your chief executive, we'll get a better understanding of that and then have a bit of a discussion, because I think it's a really important issue for us as audit and risk to discuss.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. It's my pleasure to introduce Bronwyn Pearce. Bronwyn's been with us, what, 3 weeks now? 5 weeks, oh there you go, sorry. She started when I was away, so that's my excuse. Bronwyn comes to us from the Rotorua Lakes DHB, and we're very, very fortunate to have her in our health and safety advisor role. I'd just like to reiterate what the chairman said around health and safety as a culture. One thing that we as an exec team are very mindful of is that although we put Bronwyn on in that health and safety role, her job is to facilitate rather than to do. It's about making sure that everyone's on the journey around health and safety, because it is such a critical part of what we do. I certainly don't want to go to jail, so it's obviously putting a lot of focus on this as well, and that is very, very excited and pleased to have Bronwyn on board. So having said that, I'll pass over to Bronwyn to take us through her report.
I'll just go briefly through the report. I won't go through all the details, but as it says in the report, based on the workplace safety management practice elements, just to give me a guide to where to start. And just as an overview, one of the biggest areas that I'm concentrating on at the moment will be hazard identification and looking at being risk-based proactively rather than hazard-based. And the big area here, which the new laws and new Health and Safety at Work Act, it actually concentrates on health monitoring as being a big area of concern there. Health surveillance is important for ensuring people are in safe environments. So not just at looking at accidents, we're looking at people being in radiation or dust, etc. So that's one area that I'm going to be concentrating on. The other is training, just ensuring that health and safety reps have the adequate training for the new law, and incident and accident investigations is another one. And the biggest risk that probably poses the organisation would be the contractors and subcontractors, how they're coming to us, what their qualifications are, what their health and safety plans are looking like, and what their health and safety culture is all about. Very hard to manage from an organisational point of view because they're not our employees. Under the new Act, however, all workers are deemed our responsibility, and contractors and volunteers and subcontractors are deemed workers. So from that point of view, it becomes quite an area for us to look at. So that's probably one of my focal points.
Any questions?
Just some of the questions about the health and safety. Two questions. Does it include the mental well-being? Does it look at bullying in the workplace, that type of health and safety as well?
Absolutely. They've actually got some guidelines on the WorkSafe website regarding that, so it's definitely
Cool. And the second one, no, thank you for that. And the second one is alcohol and drug testing.
Yep.
Is that included as well?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's something that I've got, I don't think I've included here, it's one of the policies and procedures I'd actually like to look at.
Good. So that every new employee will, but we do is it random? How does that?
It'll be on pre-employment, which is another area that
Yes. Good. Yes.
Pre-employment, under suspicion, and self-disclosure and random. So that will be the criteria. So it covers off a lot of areas.
Thank you. That's good. Thank you.
I was going to ask in relation to risk management as well, but will governance have input into risk identification? But then you mentioned workshops, I'm assuming that will happen, and will be workshops with this, and will governance have input into risk identification?
Yes, because you're involved in health and safety as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely some training gaps.
Concern before.
So that would be another area.
Just in response to Deputy Mayor's question around the drug testing, we don't have anything in place at present, and that is something that we will be looking at as in terms of policy and how we address that. So I just want to make sure that people understand we don't have that regime in place currently.
Mr. Chairman, health and safety reach, what's the ratio that council runs at the moment? Health and safety reach to staff?
I'm not sure, but I know there's quite a lot of reps, but some of them actually aren't trained as such. So I'd actually have to look at that, to be honest. So that there is a requirement of numbers, which I don't have for you at the moment, that actually the new law stipulates that there's a certain ratio per head.
And just the other question, the policy, council policy, that will cover all council organisations, so that the likes of Watermark and that will come under the same policy?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And contractors working for us would have to abide by. I just see us as governors involved the whole way through, because we set the appetite for risk, don't we, for health and safety, although we're not responsible. But that's where we sit as our contribution to it. So we'd be very, very involved. Yeah.
Through Mr. Chair, we anticipate reporting back to you and deal with risk every quarter, obviously, in terms of things like just general overview, lost time injuries, any major issues that have come up, just giving you an understanding of how we're managing health and safety and under that risk.
All significant injuries should be reported to you.
Yes.
As councillors, you should be aware of all the issues facing council.
And again, sorry, through you, Mr. Chair, but one thing that I think we can be proud of in this organisation is that we have had a voluntary committee, health and safety committee of the willing, really, people that take time out of their if you like, to put into health and safety, and we have been very well served. And one thing I'm pleased about is that those people are all very keen to come in and work with Bronwyn in a more structured framework. So we're certainly not exposed, and I think this is just another big step in the right direction.
Any further questions from the Chief Executive or staff? No. We have a resolution on page 14, that report. Overview of health and safety plan be received. Do I have a mover? Thank you, Councillor. Seconded, Councillor Lee, thank you. Those in favour say aye, those against carry.